Good evening, Christina with Christy Lynn outside, coming to you from my garden here in Central Louisiana. And it is a beautiful evening to be in the garden today. I was out here a little earlier cleaning up some old dead plants from the freeze and from the snow, and adding some soil to a few beds and getting ready for spring plantings. I actually have some things that I'm going to plant this month, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I have a huge surprise, a Christmas gift that I got this year that I am super stoked about, and I can't wait to put it together and show you. So let's get started. All right, so we can start here in the front, and it's really not a whole lot to show you right now, but I can tell you what our plans are for the garden for at least for this spring. I pulled out all my kale, all of my brassicas I pulled out. Most of them, the leaves were burnt and the plants were spent, and what I didn't harvest I just pulled up and I mulched in place. Much of the mustards that I didn't harvest, I mulched in place. So some of the gardens I topped off with soil, some of them have not been topped off. This one has not been topped off yet. One of my stackable planters fell, so I just kind of separated it and cut off all the dead debris. I do have some lemongrass in here that I'm hoping will come back. Not sure if it will or not, but and then I also have, well, this is an echinacea here that I think will come back. It wasn't terribly damaged. And this is chamomile that never really grew for me, so I don't know, I have mixed feelings about pulling it up and starting over. I do have some chamomile that I started from seed inside. The alyssum finally gave in and I cut it back, and the lavender also gave in to the cold. I'm gonna leave the lavender in here for right now, but I will be pulling it up. Hopefully it'll come back. I think I see, well, I don't know, it may be dead. If it doesn't come back, it's okay. I also have some other lavender that started inside, but I'd like to pull it up and put it in another planter, because I will be coming in this bed with potatoes in the next week or so. This bed was my collards and cabbage. I cut what was left in the garden down and mulched it in place, and I will be covering both of these beds, topping them off with some new soil and compost. I am gonna leave the garlic. I'm coming in with potatoes on this side as well, but I am gonna leave the garlic and the parsley and the cilantro along the edges, and we'll just do the potatoes in the center, I think. I don't know. I think that's what I'm gonna do. This next bed is my asparagus bed, and I had a couple little asparagus that popped up early because it was so warm before the week that we had snow. So those obviously they died, and so I cut them down. And this is strawberries that never really died at all. Oh, see, look, there's a little mushy asparagus right there. I'll cut that back. I already came in with some topsoil and some mulch in this bed, so I'm just gonna leave it be. This is my garlic on the edges and some red onions in the middle, and besides a few yellow leaves that I'm gonna trim back, it seems to be doing really well. So maybe I'll be getting some garlic and participating in the hashtag garlic challenge 2025 or 4. I can't remember. This was my other brassica bed with my rosemary, thyme, and oregano on the edge. This I am gonna top off with some soil. I just cut everything off at the base and left, well, that one I cut off completely. I cut these off at the base and left the stems and the roots in, and then I'll top it off with some topsoil and compost. And I'm coming back in. I know you're not really supposed to go back in with another round of brassicas, but I'm coming in with some cabbage, some purple and green heading cabbage for the spring. I'm also going to be putting some cabbage, some purple green cabbage, and some Chinese cabbage in, at least in the middle of this bed. Now here I have celery that I think I'm gonna dig this celery up because it kind of grew a little wild on me during the winter. I'm gonna dig it up and separate it and probably divide it out into another part of the garden. And then on the edges here, the front and the back, I have carrots. Some that germinated early in my first planting, and then I got frustrated and just started throwing seeds around randomly every week until something popped up, and looky there, I got something. So I'm excited about that. This was my lettuces and my Chinese cabbage. I pulled it all up and topped it off and covered it with some wire because the neighborhood wildlife loves to dig and poop in my fresh gardens. This is I think this is my Texas yellow super sweet. Let me see. Oh, no. This is the Vidora. These are my Vidora onions. And same with the garlic. A few brown tips from the snow, but all in all, pretty good. Not much weeds growing at the moment. So I'm going to come in on all of those with some fertilizer today, probably. This is the Texas. Yeah, Texas super sweet. These onions are also, they're doing the same. I'm actually missing some because the neighborhood wildlife apparently loves yellow onions also and dug some of them up. So I have several blank spots here where I just came out and there was dead onions. They didn't even really eat them. They just dug them up and threw them to the wayside. Here was where my mustards were and some more lettuce. I chopped that up, chopped and dropped, and covered it with some soil and compost. And here is, you can see, evidence of the neighborhood wildlife tromping through my fresh garden. At least there's no plants in there for them to dig up just yet. So this was the cauliflower. The cauliflower didn't do great, but it did fair. I did get a couple heads of cauliflower. I'm gonna come in with, shoot, I can't remember now what I'm coming in with right here, but I'll try to pop it up on the screen if I figure it out. I am going to put some peas in this bed. This is some more red onions and some mustards that I chopped and dropped. I'm gonna mix those into the soil when I get ready to, and I'll plant some sweet peas on the edges. I'll also come in later and plant some pole beans. And this is going to be cucumbers and pole beans. This is also red onions, and I think it was mustards in here as well. I did a lot of mustards because I had some problems with root knot nematodes, and so what I didn't eat, I wanted to chop and drop and mix into the soil, because mustards are apparently they apparently can control root knot nematode. So we'll see. This was broccoli. I cut it all down, and you can see there's remnants of all the plants that I cut out. Broccoli was here. I'm gonna come in with, of course I don't remember this one either. I'll put that up on the screen when I figure it out. Also the leaves that I stole from the neighbor's trash that I have yet to chop up and compost, because my little tiny compost bin is full to the brim, and I've been turning it every day and trying to stuff more leaves in there. The fig tree, this is my my mother fig tree. This is a Celeste fig. I've had her for 3 or 4 years maybe. And she's completely bare right now, which is understandable. The tips were green before the snow. Now, I know she's still alive, so just may have different growth points when she decides to come back this spring. And at the base there I have some peppermint. I planted peppermint at the bottom of each of my fig trees because I love the smell, and it reminds me of my papa's garden that had mint growing wild under his fig trees. The blackberries are a little worse for wear, but they're hanging in there, and I'm just waiting for some new growth to pop up in the next couple weeks, and hopefully we will get a bumper crop of blackberries this year, because we didn't get so much last year. This is one of the fig cuttings that I took from the mother plant a couple years ago, and both of the cuttings actually produced a small amount of fruit last year. So I'm looking forward to getting some more fruit this year. This is my banana magnolia. She's looking okay. I think she's gonna drop some of these leaves that have turned brown, but she's looking good otherwise. This is the second fig tree that came from the mother plant. And some onions that I just threw out here and forgot to plant. Those are some green onions from the store. I meant to put them in the ground and just forgot, and it snowed right on top of them, and I don't know if they're any good anymore. Alright, so that was just a quick run through of the garden right now. Last week of January, first week of February. Not a whole lot going on right now, but a lot of plans in place. We're going to be doing some cabbage. We're going to be doing some potatoes. I'm starting some sweet potato slips. And I have a ton of stuff growing inside. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen my inside growing challenge and some of the seed starts that I'm doing for spring planting. I have a ton of tomatoes. I have a ton of peppers, and that's what's going in those little that's what it is. That's what's going in those little 2x4 beds, is gonna be peppers. Some of my smaller sweet peppers are gonna be going in there. The Chotocero and the Legia and the what else was it? I can't remember now, but peppers are going in those little gardens. And in the gardens where I had my cabbage and mustards and lettuce, those are going to be tomatoes for this year. And along the edge of my asparagus bed, I'm going to put some more tomatoes. These are going to be cherry tomatoes. So we have a lot of plans in the works, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see this garlic grow. I'm excited to see my onions grow, because I haven't had any luck with those in the past. I'm excited to see this celery grow because I love celery. I'm excited to see that thrive this year as well. And the carrots, I actually have a couple that are ready to pull, but I want to leave them in the ground right now because I already have some carrots in the fridge that I need to use up before I start picking fresh carrots. So that's it for the garden tour. The surprise that I hinted to earlier is a green stalk. I have joined the green stalk club. I'm so excited. My dad got me a green stalk for Christmas. It was kind of last minute, and it showed up actually the day that we had our Christmas party. And it showed up while we were there, and he didn't even realize it. So after I went home, he called me and he said, "Your present showed up. It was on the front porch." And I feel so terrible that I didn't even realize that it made it there. So I was like, "Dad, thank you so much." Apparently we had talked the week before, and I mentioned the YouTube craze about green stalks and how I thought maybe that would be a cool thing for me to do, but I had missed the Black Friday sale. So he got off the phone and ordered one immediately, he said. So thanks, Dad. I am now part of the Green Stalk Club, and I am excited to put it together. I might put it together tonight before my daughter gets home. It's CC Day today, but Luca is apparently he kept his mommy up until 3:30 this morning, and so he's taking a nap, a little late nap. Of course she's mad that he's taking a nap right now, so I'm probably gonna go wake him up so that he'll sleep for her tonight. So I'll go wake him up. He'll probably be cranky while I'm putting this planter together, but we're gonna have some fun. So thanks for joining me, and have a great weekend and keep growing. Say keep growing.
Keep growing.
Keep growing.